Hi guys, we are down here at the Cobra stand with Jose. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Jose is the kind of one of the R&D guys from Cobra, and we're going to talk a little bit about some new gear that Cobra has brought out, and I kind of want to get my head around it a bit more because I've got some questions I'd like to ask the Cobra guys about potentially why I feel like the strike is different to sometimes the results. Absolutely. I've also got some new toys to try, which will come in another video.
Yes, we do.
So, what have I got in my hand right now? What's this driver?
So this is the King LTD Pro.
Okay, so I've tested this one.
You have.
This is the one where you can go lower in loft and fade.
Correct.
Which should, in theory, be perfect for me.
Perfect for you.
So we've got this in 9.5 X Aldila Rogue shaft, which is the shaft that I use in my current driver, the M1. Right, questions?
Absolutely.
When I find it feels to me like I've not hit middle, it feels to me like it's below middle, I don't seem to get the right distance, I lose distance, but then strike, when I've seen it, is actually middle. Explain why.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick. I think what we've seen here is that when we look at your hits, right, you do a great job of showing where you've hit and everything.
I was just saying before they're watching them, and it's like that idea of he knows already exactly where I hit on the face, so it's quite good to know.
Well, it's an interesting thing. I think this is going to be great for all our consumers to hear, is that when you talk about zero CG drivers, which is the big rave this year, right? It's our first zero CG driver. Other companies say they have lower CG drivers now. As you drive CG lower and closer to the center of the face, all of us, all these years, have either hit it in the center and lived with CG above it, and that has a certain feeling.
Okay.
So now, when you move CG to the center, I think what's happening for you is what feels normal is that you hit it just below center, because now that feeling at impact is the same to you.
Because to me, it feels like when I've hit middle,
yes,
and facts show I've hit middle, it feels low. To me, it feels low, and I feel like it. Well, it's statistically it's spinning up, and I end up losing distance.
Right.
What do I need to change concept-wise?
I think all players, even tour players, are going to have to do this. You get used to a new sensation, because when CG's in the center of the face at zero CG and you hit it in the center, there's less twisting. It's a different feel. Okay. It's kind of like when you learn to hit it high in the head in old CGs to align your impact with the CG, it feels different.
So basically it's just a different feeling.
Different feeling. And I noticed that when you do hit it, you tricked yourself and you said, I need to hit this high in the face, and you would hit it in the center, all of a sudden your trajectory went up, your spin went down, and you hit these long shots.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
That's exactly what needs to happen.
But what I felt like I had to retrain where I felt like high on the face was.
That's correct.
I felt like I had to retrain where center was, because on center on these or above the face feels a lot higher than what it would do normally. Should we give this a whack?
Absolutely. So, and remember, this is going to be different for all golfers. Some players will not notice a difference. He obviously hits a lot of golf balls. He knows the feel that he's looking for, and he may have to adjust a little bit. Let's go ahead and give it a rip.
I kind of purposely, as soon as I put a Cobra driver down, I want to tee it higher, which doesn't, it feels odd to me. It feels like I've really...
It's normal. Let's see what happens.
I'll take your word for it.
That was quite good.
Without thinking, I know, to me that was high, that felt really high on the face.
Okay.
See where it is?
So this,
it's not even that high.
So I'm going to show it to everybody, right? Right? This right here is really face center, and it feels high to you.
That felt mega high.
Yeah.
Honestly, it did.
So and that's the new face center, right? And now it feels high.
But I'm still consciously thinking higher.
So let's take a look on that one.
Low.
So now, yeah, that one's really low. I think this would be great for everybody to see. You can see the marks of the ball are right here, and that ball really took off up high, and he's going to lose a lot of spin.
So I just have to keep thinking high on the face.
For yourself right now, it's retraining the feeling for you of what it is.
Because I know when I hit in the right spot, it works. I've said this. When I hit it on the right spot on the Cobra driver and the F6, F6 Plus, hit it above equator line. For me, above equator line, it's massive.
It was massive. I remember looking at your videos.
Okay, cool.
What does it say now?
Did it pick that
one? It doesn't change those other ones. We got to get a new one, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So that'll be good. Look where it is.
That one was really high in the face, and this is great for everybody. So
So
you
it's
can
above
see
center line.
above
I'll get it
center,
again.
and this one is out on the toe. So you're going to see some really low spin numbers on here.
314.
Yeah, see, as soon as I get it in the right spot, 314.
Wow.
Can I do it every time? Hey?
Well, just have to play a King LTD Pro. You're going to do it more often.
So it's just training my mindset.
It's training your mindset, and I think this is great for everybody to see. This is something that most people have. It's a different feeling. Another thing you should note is that he's hitting range balls here. These aren't his normal good balls that go even longer, so
That was a bit spinny, that one.
yeah, looked like it was
That
low
one
on the
spin out?
face.
Got
Numbers
some
on that
distance
one,
on that one.
301.
That felt
Good
like a bad
miss.
strike.
More spin, 2700.
2700. Now 2700 isn't ginormously high, but we'd like to be in the low 2000s or maybe even for him in the teens.
That felt awesome.
That was high up
See,
there.
every time. If I can just set, can you cut,
Yeah.
Jose, right, next driver, cut all of that off for me. Is that right?
I'm gonna wipe this off and we're gonna do it again.
Good distance.
301.
301.
So,
So he's not hitting it as far as I think he can hit it because that was a little bit on the toe side. So thank goodness he has a forgiving driver. It's still going pretty straight, but he's definitely losing a little bit of ball speed because it's a little on the toe.
I could just hit middle every time.
Middle?
Or higher than middle.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Oh boy. Let's
I'm
take
not
a look.
sure.
See, that
See
was
what I
a.
mean?
So this one's a little low. It's low center right there is in the middle.
So it's just simply because it's a centered CG. Do you feel, I'm going to ask you, and I want you to answer this honestly, do you feel with a center CG, players who hit slightly off the bottom would suffer?
It should theoretically, it should be better for them because if you move the CG down, even if you hit it lower, it's still spinning more, but not more than when the CG was high. It would be spinning less, relatively speaking.
Okay.
So think about this: you hit a couple low, it was 2,700 spin.
Right.
Before that would be 35,
Okay.
and they'd be losing more distance.
What was the spin on that one out of interest?
2400.
So he hit that low, and it was
if
only
that would have been on
2,400.
another driver, I know that
That
spin
would
would
be
have been much
32,
higher.
right? You know what that would
I
look
think
like.
it's because potentially, because I can get those under 2,000 spins, I can get those. I think anything that jumps above that, I see a big difference in distance drop. I do personally.
You should.
But I think potentially as an average golfer, they wouldn't see that big a difference.
Most
Potentially.
golfers don't know out there, if they have 2,700 spin, that's pretty darn good. 2,700 to 2,200 for most people with normal speeds,
Yeah.
pretty darn good. You know, guys like you, guys like Rick and all the guys, we try and get you around 2,200 spin, pretty well done.
That's the biggie.
He's all geeked up over that
That's
one.
the biggie. And look where that strike was again.
Best one yet.
14.8 and 16.48 spin.
For distance? For what distance?
Doesn't get much better than that.
Distance?
317.
See, but right, so I'm going to talk to the guys without Cobra, Cobra thinking about this. If you're going to get this King drive, you've got to monitor where you hit from, and you've certainly got to hit much higher on the face because the numbers you get from that are just amazing.
When he says much higher, he means center.
And are you going to start selling bigger tees? I think Cobra should bring out a series of big tees.
There's a killing for bigger tees going on here. So one of the great things we can review for the group is, look where his spots are now. This is a great one for you. He says high on the face, but it's right here. His hits have managed a peak height there, low height there, and all of those spins have been 1,400 all the way up to 2,700 on the bottom. So that's pretty darn good.
Okay, distance on that one?
312.
Okay. Right, so let's get on some other clubs. So
Yeah, absolutely.
In theory, I would say, if, this drive, and I've said it before, hitting the right spot. If you train your mind to think it's higher on the face, it works. I just think you've got to tee it up That's what I'm saying. If you can catch in the right spot, it's a flying machine. I understand what Jose's saying about the idea that it's a censored CG and you've got to retrain your mind, in my opinion, to where you hit. And you're probably right, I hit a lot of bloody drivers.
Right.
So it's probably because I've realised that a bit more. What we're getting into next. So we'll come back to another video, and this is a brand new club, isn't it? In fact, don't show it just yet, because I might release this video before the embargo. Stay tuned. It's a new club I'm going to be reviewing, coming very soon. Jose, thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm going to get one more.
All right.
That's the biggie.
That's awesome.